What's going on, guys? Liam here, and it's Team List Tuesday, where we go over all the team lists for round 8 of the 2023 NRL season. Super important to stay up to date with who's playing, whether you do fantasy or you're punting or you just got a tipping comp. You know, a couple of players out, a couple of players in can make a big difference, guys. So this is super important if you are doing that sort of stuff. So make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon as well. That way you'll get the notifications whenever team lists do pop up or there are changes. I'll try and keep everyone as up to date as best I possibly can. Now let's get into it. There's some sick games this weekend. I'm pumped. This is, I've said it in just about every video, this is the best start to the season we've ever had. It's never been so even. We've got Newcastle pushing the Panthers to golden point. We've got Broncos on top. We've got the Cowboys at the bottom. We've got the Dolphins in the top 8. What the hell's going on? And what a first game to start, Thursday night. In this video too, guys, I don't give my tips who I think is going to win. I'll do that tomorrow. So I do a Team List Tuesday, my tips for the week. Well, not tips, just who I'm picking for the weekend, who I'm betting on and stuff like that. And then Sunday I do a wrap-up. Or this will be Monday because it's all Anzac weekend this weekend. All right, so damn, Bunnies Panthers. This should be an absolute cracker. Absolutely cannot wait for this one. We do have a few ins and outs here. Unfortunately, Colamatungi's out for about 8 weeks. He's been so good. Cheekan's a great replacement. I don't think they're gonna miss Matungi, but it's not like, well, don't tip the Bunnies because he's out. You know, like Matungi's just been solid, but I think Cheekan's a really solid replacement here, and a few players back as well, which is good. Jai Arrow's still starting front row. Don't love that, but what do you do? Unfortunately for the Penrith Panthers, Liam Martin out after just 1 week back in. Sorensen back into he's always been playing, but he's back into the starting lineup. Lindsay Smith comes in on the bench. I don't know what's happening with Liam Martin. He must have tweaked that hamstring. Soft tissue injuries can be annoying. You can think they're fine, and then you sprint and you're like, well, no, it's not fine at all. Oh, what a cracker round. What's this Friday night, round 8 Friday night, Parramatta Eels versus Broncos. Now this is a Parramatta home game, but it's in Darwin. They take a game up to Darwin every year, and I think it's a tourism thing. I remember when I used to work, I had accounts in Darwin, and there was Parramatta signs everywhere. I think they're trying to get a fan base in Darwin for whatever reason, so they take a game there every year. It's normally against the Cowboys, but they have I think the Cowboys have a bigger fan base in Darwin than Parramatta, so it almost was a Cowboys home game. So at least it's the Broncos. I don't know how many Broncos supporters are up in Darwin, but should be a good one anyway. Corey Oates comes back, Flegler's back. I feel a bit sorry for Jesse Arthurs. I felt like he's been doing a job. Like he's been. I really like Corey Oates, but let's be honest, he's in top 5 every single year for drop balls. So Selwyn Cobbo, I know it's a very short career, and Reece Walsh was last year, and I believe the year before as well. So the back 3 for the Broncos are ball dropping machines. I'm leaning towards Parramatta in this one. They're outsiders as well. So I'm going to have a look at that one. But Broncos are the form team. They've dropped 1 game. They've barely looked like dropping another game. You know, they should be firm favourites. But Parramatta 2 in a row now, looking a little better. Beat Doggies. I think last week they really needed that win where they just win a game comfortably. And they did that. They're 30-4, only let in 1 try. It was off a kick. You know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, they're definitely vulnerable, the Broncos. If Parramatta can, if Dylan Brown and Mitch Moses can just bomb those back 3, because I don't know what they're thinking, but I think because Jesse Arthurs was new, all the teams I've watched them play, they kept bombing him. I think because he's new. But Reece Walsh and Selwyn Cobbo last year led the league in errors. They put down more high balls than anyone, so I would have been bombing them. But now all 3 back 3 are very vulnerable now, so we'll have to wait and see. Or maybe they've tidied up their hands. You never know. Selwyn Cobbo is a funny one. He'll drop an easy ball, and then he'll pick this. Someone will throw a terrible ball at his bootlaces, and he'll just pick it up like it's nothing. It's sort of like Manu Vadu back in the day. You'd throw a ball at him and he'll just snatch it out of the air, and then you'll pass it on his chest and he'll put it down. It was really bizarre, but you never know what you're going to get with old Manu Vadavai, who's in prison at the moment, actually. Loved watching him play. He was a beast. Bulldogs, Sharkies, god damn it. Poor old Bulldogs. Jacob Carraz out. He'd been their shining light this year. Super unfortunate. Declan Casey comes in. I don't know too much about him. Heard he's a bit of a beast. And Sharkies, they've still got players out, but they're relatively unchanged. McKenna stays in at lock. I liked Oren Kafusi starting and then keeping Royce Hunt on the bench, even though I probably think Royce Hunt's slightly better player. He brings a lot of punch when he comes in. So they've left it the same as last week, and geez, are going to be hard to beat the Sharkies. It's going to be a good one. Cowboys Knights, god damn. Bloody Jason Taumalolo out for 6 to 8 weeks. They're sitting way down. I think they're second last, not winning games. They do get McLean back, which is huge. They've got Hess in at prop. Jesus. It's so they put Ruben Cotter in at 13 and they put Hess in at okay. Well, obviously Taumalolo's out. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Ruben Cotter's more of a lot. He's a bit of a hybrid. Like they do the kickoffs, and Taumalolo will take the hit up that a prop would normally take, and then Ruben Cotter goes into more of a prop role, even though he's got the 10 on his back normally. But I guess that won't change his job too much, I guess you could sort of say. But man, they're desperate for a win. They're way down the bottom, guys. And then for the Knights, look at this: Kalen Ponga back. Tyson Gamble back to the interchange. Jacob Safidi back as well. Brody Jones out. This will be interesting because I thought Tyson Gamble's done a brilliant job. Kalen Ponga should be fine because he didn't have like a body injury. It was all head stuff. So let's just pray to God he can keep his head out of people's shoulders and hips, and hopefully he doesn't get knocked out in the first minute again. Because it's a problem, man. But I don't know about this. I've actually loved the way the Knights have played without him. So hopefully they just keep playing like the way they did. I don't think they can. Tyson Gamble's... We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to go into that too much. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said it before in another video. I said if this was the NBA, you'd almost buy him out and just fill your team with backup players and bench players and depth. Because you got $1.4 million that can't stay on the field. So we'll have to wait and see. Dolphins, Titans. Felice Kafusi back. Jared Wallace back. Kenny Bronich is out. I believe he took an early plea and only got 1 week. So not too bad for his shot he put on. Khaleesi Haas is back, so Payne Haas's brother, he's back in on the interchange bench, which is pretty cool. AJ Brimson's named back, but he's just in the reserve, so we're not too sure if him or Jaden Campbell will start. That'll be, I guess I'll see how he goes throughout the week, but this should be a really good game. Can't wait for that one. Ooh, poor old Tigers versus Sea Eagles. Sea Eagles just did a number on the Storm. I've tipped them in my 10K challenge. But yeah, I don't know. Poor old Tigers. They've named Dane Laurie, but they've put Buller here. Charlie Staines back on the wing. What are they doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't like to bag teams and what they're doing, but Charlie Staines was brilliant at fullback. Dane Laurie last year was brilliant at fullback. He didn't do anything wrong to lose his job. Now, I don't know what they're doing. It's so bizarre to me, man. But yeah, it's Tommy Talau back as well. But Adam Dewey out, Brett Naden out. I like the Tigers. I don't want to see them get pumped. Seagulls getting players back. Ruben Garrick, Schuster back in at 6. Kepi back in on the bench. A couple players out as well, but more guns back than losing. So yeah, geez, they're going to be hard to beat. But Tigers, when they struggle like this, like every game's a must win. Like they feel the pressure more than anyone, sort of thing. When you're almost a laughing stock of the comp, sort of thing. So then we've got Roosters, Dragons. This should be a cracker. This one's on Tuesday, so it's actually we don't have any games on Monday, so this is on Tuesday. Momorowski back now. Sam Walker's been dropped now, and I know he's named in the reserves, but he won't be playing. They've put Joseph Manu in at 6. And then Momorowski in at the centres. I mean, Joseph Manu's not a 6, but the more he touches the ball, the more I like it. Angus Crichton back, that's great. Tupanua back as well, he's brilliant. So, it really interesting. Sam Walker being dropped. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Now, Jaden Sewer's out, so Jack Bird's going in on the edge. Ben comes in on the edge here, and Jack DeBellin in at lock. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling the Dragons at all. I just don't know what they're doing. Like they've got good players in the team, but just it's like you go, now you go, now you try something, now you try something. It doesn't look like they know what they're doing. But we'll have to wait and see. And then we have Storm Warriors. This should be a cracker, man. I can't wait. All right, so Nick Meaney back. Munster goes back in at 6. Big Nelson comes back. Kamikamitha's out, so luckily Big Nelson is back. Man, this should be a good one. This is going to be a cracker. Pezzett goes back to the reserves. Nakora's back. He's a big inclusion. Dylan Walker's still playing number 6. But besides, I actually thought he was brilliant. Like, Dylan Walker gets benched a lot bit more because he comes on and plays at impact. He can fill in if someone gets injured. He can fill in anywhere. He could literally play prop if he wanted, but he's handy enough to jump into the halves. But he played the whole game last week and was brilliant. Scored a try, was really solid. So I don't mind him there at all. I don't see it as a weakness. The only weakness is they don't have that reserve sort of. I guess Josh Curran can sort of play most. Like Josh Curran can play centre, second row, lock, anything like that. So I guess they still have a pretty good utility there as well. But Nakora's, like I said, he's been honestly one of the best second rowers in the game. He's been so good. Obviously, it never gets talked about because it's the Warriors and people only talk about the Broncos, Roosters and Melbourne. But he'd be close to buy of the year for me. He's been brilliant. All you Warriors fans should be super happy that you landed him and Dylan Walker. They've been absolutely brilliant for you guys. And that's it, guys. That's it. We're all done. So team lists are done, guys. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I drop all my tips and who I think is going to win what games. And thank you all so much for watching. If you've watched this long, you're a legend. And I'll see you on the next one.